moment and take it from there, really. Yeah, I'm good. I'm in El Salvador. I'm here in San Salvador. I'm moving here. I've moved here, and basically I'm here on a mission to I'm on a mission in El Salvador here to push and promote Dtravel and TRVL. That's really my top of my priority list right now, this token, which looks like hell at the moment. It looks like hell. Yeah, I have a really strong conviction about Dtravel, and I just kind of thought, okay, let's move to El Salvador. Let's do something great here. This is becoming like a crypto destination, a crypto haven, a crypto paradise. It's becoming that. It's not there yet, and so I just thought, let's come here. It's really good. The weather's really good. It's weather's warm. Central America. It's it rains a lot, but it's also sunny a lot. The oceans here, the mountains, the volcanoes, the lakes, the rivers. The people are really nice. Crypto's going, business is booming, and there's a lot of development to be had here. It's really an amazing place, and the main thing is that there's no crime, like zero crime. The people are really nice. They're really friendly. They're really kind. And coming as like a foreigner, a Westerner with Western ideas, like you're well received, very well received. And so I like that. I like that vibe. So I feel good. You know, I'm in shape. I've got into shape here, and I'm kind of at peace here. I'm doing my crypto thing. Although I don't get many people come on my channel these days. I think the crypto mania has kind of died down. Usually when that happens, we're about to explode. Usually when no one's interested in crypto, which I can see from my stream that crypto is going to explode. Usually when you get lots and lots of people come on your streams and lots of activity, that's usually when you top out. Usually that's what I've noticed. So right now it's just you and me. And so I'm kind of feeling to myself, okay, crypto is probably going to explode, probably. And then when we're all like millionaires or whatever, and then everyone's going to be kind of, what do we do? And then that's probably a good time to sell, probably. So the politics here is fine. This country's safe. People are happy. That's all that matters. Yeah. So I've done Bitcoin. If you missed it, you got to rewind or kind of wait for when I cut my stream. So yeah, what can I say about TRVL? I can't really say anything about the charts. Yeah, last week was a bearish weekly candle. There was some hope because we're coming back into the point of control, but actually we're not getting the reaction that is required for support. You can see that the price is struggling to find support. And as I said in my previous stream, and so it was a really important stream. So if you guys missed it, please go and watch it because it was a really important stream. And I'll kind of find it for you now. This one, why TRVL is the next big crypto travel play. Actually, the stream is not that one. It's this one. Why I'm holding TRVL through alt season. That's a cut, but I cut that from that one. So this is the one. You can watch both if you want. I would argue that this is a really good stream. It explains why I'm in El Salvador and what I'm doing in El Salvador, and why I think this is a really great token. Now, the problem is alt season. The problem is other tokens. You know, when you got tokens popping, like, look, when I go on my list and I go, look, not Tesla, what the fuck? Where's my list? I mean, at the moment it's all red, but when you got tokens going up 4% or whatever, at the moment everything's red because it's a Sunday. When you got tokens popping up like 6%, 10%, whatever, I can't show you now because today is Sunday and everything's kind of pulling back because of Bitcoin. then people are chasing, because right now at the moment it's still crypto. You got the crypto degens, and they're chasing, looking for those quick gains. And so naturally, when you're looking at TRVL, you see it's dropping, and so people aren't interested. Once it starts pumping, people are going to get interested again. And so naturally, we're in a little bit of a dilemma. I don't really see this as a crazy sell-off, and so this is what I have to remind you. You know, when I look historically at when we had a sell-off, look at this. Look how the price sold off. That was a sell-off. Look at that. That was a crazy sell-off. This was a little bit of a sell-off. See that? But look at this. It's not really like that. It's different, isn't it? It's kind of like down and up, down and up. It's not the same, is it? You're getting buying too. And that's something that I just wanted to kind of show you. It's a very different, this is like a TRVL correction. It's just that we have to wait for the selling to stop before people start buying. And generally with like these micro caps, people are very hesitant to buy while they see selling. Okay. Once the selling stops, people start buying again. You just got to be patient, wait for the selling to stop. Technicals are kind of very difficult with these micro caps. I do it for fun. I do it for entertainment value. There's a point of control. We've lost it. What can I say? It looks like it could go down further. But the reality is, like, we are in alt season, and I've kind of talked about this before. The alt season index is in alt season, and there's a capital rotation. It's from Bitcoin to ETH from Solana, and then to the rest. Okay, there always is. Why? Because people are positioning in to the alts that they sold. That's what's happening right now. You're getting a redistribution of the people who have always been involved in crypto, who understand what's going on. And so we're getting really good volume. That's why we got really good volume in the last 2 months, because people have been positioning in. Look at that volume, the volume. Now we're getting quite strong sell pressure here. You see that? And even on the weekly time frame, this is actually bearish. I'm just be honest. I don't mess around. Decreasing prices, decreasing value. Increasing volume, decreasing prices, increasing volume. That is bearish. It's true. Can't deny it. But at the same time, just don't forget that people sell, other people buy. So while it's bearish, the volume is really high. So there is buy pressure too. You have to think of it slightly differently. So ideally, it would be decreasing volume. That would be bullish. It's bearish, but you are getting a lot of selling here, and the price isn't going down as fast as it could. Yeah, like you see that week it went down 20% from open to close. This is more volume, and so far we're only down 16%. So you're getting more volume, but the price is dropping less. So there is kind of a little bit of hope, but we're not over it yet. And when you look at the monthly time frame, the price, as said before, is coming all the way back down to test the monthly low. It's possible that we take out the previous monthly low. It is possible. Okay. It looks like that's kind of where we're heading. That would be a good place to pick up this token in the context here. And ultimately what you want to see is you want to see a monthly close within this current month candle. That's kind of what we want to see. Ideally, we want to see it close above the point of control, but we kind of, this is where we are, and we just have to accept what's happening. What's happening here is a lot of people have bought looking for higher prices, and it hasn't gone up, and so they feel like, shit, the price is dropping too much. I bought like $1,000 here, and the price is down 30%, and they're thinking to themselves, shit, my $1,000 is now $700, or whatever 30% is down. And then they're thinking, oh, I better sell. because these other tokens are pumping, pumping, pumping. They go and chuck their money into these other tokens. That's really what's happening right now. I don't mind this price action because I still feel that we're on a higher time frame. We're creating some kind of bottoming structure here. That's what I'm sensing, just because of the volume. Okay, on the 3-month time frame, we've gone all the way up to clear the liquidity from the previous 3-month candle high, and we're getting a massive take profit and putting pressure on this candle. We've got 16 days to go. I think if this ends up as an inverse hammer, it's really bullish, but it has to end up as an inverse hammer and it has to be green. Okay, so however this candle ends up, it has to be green. And actually, if, and this is a question, 16 days is like 2 weeks and 2 days from now. The best case scenario, I'm just giving you scenarios. The best case scenario here for this 3-month candle is a close above the previous candle 50% level, which is here at the 50 fib, 7259. I'll kind of mark that off here. Just need to close above that level. If it closes above that level, that would be it wouldn't just be an inverse hammer, it would be a piercing candle, which is bullish, which is first signs of a bullish candle, and an inverse hammer. With the volume, that's a really bullish bottoming candle. Okay, so where are we now in terms of that? So kind of we've just lost it, but we need a close above it, and the close is in 16 days time. We just have to wait, just have to be patient. And so the reality is in the context of TRVL, we're in an accumulation period now for alt season on these micro caps, and you just have to be patient. You have to accumulate. I think people who are selling, yeah, sure, they could be selling to chase other tokens, and you can't stop that. But eventually there's going to be a massive retail mania, probably. And what happens with retail mania is partly down to the marketing that they see. And so naturally Dtravel, when you look at Dtravel, when you go to the Dtravel X page, you can see the marketing hasn't really begun yet, and it hasn't, because I'm kind of in contact behind the scenes with everyone in Dtravel, the CEO and everyone, and the website hasn't been updated yet. I've looked at it and I've told them, and they're on it. This is not up to date. This is all changed, yeah, that there's a new leadership. So these pictures are all old, yeah. Everything's changed. And this is the thing, Dtravel hasn't relaunched Dtravel. We haven't had that relaunch yet. And a lot of people don't understand that. And so they're looking at the project, they're looking at the token, they're not understanding what's going on. You have to watch my streams to understand what's going on, because I'm telling you, there's going to be a massive initiative push for Dtravel in El Salvador in the next month. It's going to be huge. Yeah. And the information that I wanted to announce was that the CEO, and I'll tell you who the CEO is now. This guy, Eric Pace. He's the CEO. Okay. He's coming to El Salvador next Thursday. I'm picking him up from the airport. He's going to be here for 6 days. And it's a really strategic visit. And he's also coming back in October for a massive launch here in El Salvador. There's big things happening in Dtravel in El Salvador. And I'm just giving you kind of first-hand information. Dtravel are going big in El Salvador. Just watch this space. And so that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. I'm here to lead that, to pioneer that, and to hold the Dtravel flag, and I expect some massive moves on Dtravel in the near future. I really do. And so I'm not fussed about the price, you know, like I'm not selling. I don't care. I'm a long-term hodler. I'm not too bothered about the price, because at the end of the day, what is my objective? My personal objective is Dtravel to take over the Airbnb market cap. That's my mission. That's my ambition. That's my goal, to expand the Dtravel network. And I talk about this a lot. Right now, the Dtravel network is big, but it's relatively small. It's only 5,438 listings. We have over 10,000 hosts, almost 11,000 hosts signed up. This is relatively small. So I'm on mission to build that and to grow that. And my initial target for the listings is to take that from 5,000 to 25,000. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be doing over the course of the next year, starting here in El Salvador and then expanding through to Central South America. That's really what my vision is for Dtravel. And I'm really giving people insight into an opportunity, but you have to have the right investment strategy when you're accumulating TRVL. And you could go all in. Yeah, sure. Why not? It's look at where we are. We're at a really low price. You could go all in and just be patient, or you could accumulate, or you can dollar cost average in. Technically, it is feeling a little bit bearish now. So technically, usually what happens is you just have to be patient, wait for the price to settle, or wait for buy every weekly red candle, you know, because these weekly red candles, they look bearish, but they could reverse, you know. And so no one can predict the future. I always say that. And I've given indications of good places to buy and sell. I've given the levels. These are the liquidity levels. Let's have a look at them on a medium time frame. That washed monthly level. Look at that. Look at that. It's holding as support, resistance. It flipped. This daily, weekly level. It kind of, see that? That's where the price, to see that daily level, it flipped. This daily level flipped. So these levels are flipping. So at the moment, it's still looking bearish. We're coming into a new level now. You see that? And that's another weekly level. And then you've got this daily level. And then you have a gap. And so what we need now is just for the price to settle, find support. Once you start reclaiming these levels, that could be a good sign to buy back in. Yeah, if people are out. If let's say we find support here on the weekly level and the price goes up, and if you see that the price finds support, that could be a good place to buy back in, where you see flips to the upside. Okay, when you see flips to the downside, you can see that the bearishness continues, and you need to see levels respected. Yeah, so the problem here is that weekly level was washed in the first instance. Here was a little front run. Here it was washed. And so that push up, it just went up just to kind of back test another level. You see that respect, it was respected. That was resistance. And then the price dropped. That's usually how the price moves between level to level, between these key higher time frame liquidity levels. And so right now we're kind of in a situation where the price just needs to settle. And once it does, people are going to start buying back in, and you'll probably see some big moves. We are still in some kind of bullish harmonic, and I kind of talked about this. I thought maybe it would be something like that. Got a reaction there off the golden pocket, but clearly it wasn't enough. Oh, actually, no, it wasn't enough. Didn't get a strong enough reaction. And so there is a harmonic in play here, actually. It's slightly different to the one I initially said, because this harmonic could also go down and just take that pivot low. That would also be a valid harmonic. It'd be slightly different. The harmonic would be slightly different. The thing about harmonics, you have to wait for the reaction. Let me find what harmonic this one could be. and slightly different. I need to find a good graphic actually. Copy image. Actually, I probably have it here. Huh? There it is. So, butterfly. We're looking at a butterfly. A bat or a butterfly. The difference between a bat and a butterfly is that a butterfly will take the initial pivot low. The bat will hold a higher low. That's the only difference between the two. So what I'm seeing is a bat or a butterfly. A bat holds a higher low. So you don't take that X pivot, and a butterfly will take the low. That's it. That's the only difference. That's the only thing I'm seeing. But we are kind of potentially in a harmonic. I thought maybe it would come into the golden pocket here, and it didn't. And so kind of let me just get rid of that. Let me redraw this fib line level here. Yeah, it's just, it kind of lost the golden pocket. It's the same one. And in this situation, the safest way to re-enter is either wait for a reaction of the 786. Timing wise, we're kind of at the 1-to-1 here, and so ideally it has to be now or now-ish, or it has to be next Sunday. Timing wise, just based on fib time. And then that 786 would take that pivot low. That's probably the next place, to be honest with you. And actually, sometimes you get fake outs or fake reactions. You get a fake reaction, then the safest way is to just wait for a reclaim of the golden pocket. This golden pocket that we're losing now. We had a little bit of a front run here, and then we're losing it. The safest way to get back in is to wait for the reclaim of the golden pocket to buy, and you kind of avoid all this mess. Or wait for a reaction of that swing failure. Once you get the reaction and the price comes back above that swing failure, then you can buy then. And so you have a better position in that place. So you kind of either wait for a swing failure of that pivot low, or you wait for a reclaim. So you wait for a sign of strength after taking out that pivot low. And that's kind of the best way to play this right now. The selling has to stop. Until the selling doesn't stop, it's hard. And I think the best strategy, as always, I've always said, the best strategy for longing is dollar cost averaging. Even if I took a trade long, I would never just take a long. I would always split my long position into bits and scale in. Always, as a trader, that's what you always do. That you scale in the longs. You don't just go all in, and because the price can still go down, or so you have to. If you risk a percentage, 5%, 0.5% or 1%, you'll break that down. If you risk 1%, you'll break that down into 5 buys. Yeah, that's what you do when you're longing or shorting. You don't just go, here's my 1%, buy. Never do that. Okay, so you get an average. So that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. We'll see what happens, but ultimately we need the selling to stop, and clearly the selling is still continuing. So yeah, the big news is that Eric, the CEO, the new CEO, is coming to El Salvador next week. I'm picking him up from the airport. There's a massive, big initiative being planned. We're planning it now here in El Salvador. We've got some really big plans, potentially some really big announcements coming in the future. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag. Maybe I should. I'm not right now. But when it happens, you're going to wish you were positioned into TRVL. Because, and I'll give you a hint. imagine in the future if Dtravel secures a partnership with El Salvador. Imagine that. Anyway, all right, so these are conversations, future conversations, and so let's just see what happens next with TRVL. If you like this video, please share, like it, share it. If you've got any comments, just comment. It's all good. A lot of people say to me TRVL is dead. No, it's not dead. What the hell? What the hell? Why are people so negative? You know, all this negative manifestation. Yeah. TRVL is dead, my friend. Forget about it. Move on. It's not dead. The leadership has changed. I'm here in El Salvador. This is the fight back. We're fighting back. Yeah, I'm not messing around. How can it be dead? It makes no sense. People are saying dead. Yeah. Look at the market cap. It's 3.2 million. 3.2 million. It's like, it's cheap. It's not dead. It's cheap. That's what he should be saying. It's cheap. TRVL is cheap, not dead. So when things are cheap, you buy. All right. So that's kind of the end of my stream. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. My next stream is going to be on Tuesday. I'll announce it on my X page. So keep an eye on there. I always announce it. I'll probably announce it tomorrow, what time I'm going to be doing it. I always announce 2 times so people can kind of sync their timings. And I'm going to post the videos later on today. All right. Hopefully have a great time and great day, great weekend. All right. Peace.